Right now, we are directly in front of Loretta Lynn's ranch. On this property, there's all sorts of things that have happened. There's Civil War battles that have taken place. Homeowners dying inside their home, including the famous music star, Loretta Lynn. I've actually came to this property before without a camera with some of my friends. We set up some equipment and talked. This was about a year ago. We actually did get activity back then, but now I'm coming by myself here to film for you guys, where some of my friends have seen things, where all sorts of people that come and visit the property experience paranormal activity, and we're just gonna see if maybe there's anything here that wants to have a conversation with us. Tonight, I will be investigating at country music icon Loretta Lynn's plantation home to see if the stories of Confederate soldiers hanging around after their death are true. This investigation focuses on the Anderson Cemetery here on the plantation grounds in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. This area and these grounds are rife with tales of brushes with the other side, and hopefully tonight we will have one of our own.
Hi everybody, I'm Loretta Lynn. Welcome to Hurricane Mills and our haunted house, okay?
You all have a good time.
In 1966, Loretta Lynn was ready to move her family closer to Nashville and planned to purchase a home somewhere close by. After looking at a few properties, she found herself lost on the winding back roads, unable to find her way back to something she recognized. That's when she saw a big house on a hill. She approached the house, finding it abandoned, and decided to camp out on the front porch so she would be sure she'd be able to find her way back to it by leaving in the morning. What caused Loretta to feel called to this land? Was it fate that she got lost at night on these dark country roads, or was there something more behind it, or something maybe she inherited from her mother, Clara?
Family members say Loretta's mother, Clara, was gifted with psychic abilities. In one instance, they report she prophesied a mother's greatest fear, losing a child.
My grandmother came down to the ranch one time, and she got so frightened she left, and on the way back to Nashville they were asking her what was wrong, and she said one of Mom's children were going to die in that creek.
Loretta says her mother always seemed to know when her daughter had a problem.
You know, that kind of stuff happened. And that's the way it does me too.
Loretta's family all agree that Clara was a psychic. She always knew when something was wrong with her family, even if they were all the way across the country from her. She even made a shocking prophecy about one of Loretta's children dying on the property that she had just bought, even knowing where and how it would happen. But I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Going back to the beginning in 1857, George Hillman purchased this property, which included the old forge, the mill, and the dam. This is when the property became more than just some land and became a proper home for the Hillmans. The first thing George did was build the 3-story plantation mansion you see today for his growing family. George was a very devout Christian, and with no place to worship in the area, he built his own. This would be the first of 2 temples he would build on this property, the second being just down the road from the Anderson Cemetery, where I'll be investigating tonight. A man of these times who owned a plantation in the South, he did have enslaved people working on this land, and with that would come more unpleasant ghost stories surrounding the property. On the porch of the historic mansion now, under a porch swing, is a grate leading to an underground pit. This pit is known as the Slave Pit, and it's like a dungeon down there with small windows lined with iron bars and iron chains still hanging from the walls and ceilings. Loretta Lynn herself has recounted a story where one night, while watching TV with a friend, they then both heard disembodied footsteps moving across the porch. After the second sound of footsteps, they both said that they could hear what sounded like chains rattling coming from underneath the ground in the slave pit.
Me and my girlfriend, I'd come home and dude was out somewhere. I don't know where it was at, but it was like 10 o'clock at night. And me and her was sitting up watching a TV show. And somebody walked across the porch, but they never knocked.
And I said, that's weird, because I just heard somebody walk across the porch, didn't you, Sue? And she said, yes. Well, in a few minutes, it happened again.
So we went back and we heard the chains down in the slave pit. So I said, well, we don't have to worry about it. I know what it is.
I knew it was one of the ghosts that was making us crazy.
During the Civil War, the land was used as a Confederate camp, potentially housing as many as 1,500 people. On July 22nd of 1863, a small skirmish broke out between Confederate and Union soldiers. Right outside the house, 19 Confederate soldiers had died. There is a rumor that one of the mansion rooms, the infamous Brown Room, may have been used as a hospital itself, but there is nothing that I can find that actually backs that up. But it's possible that one or more of the 19 soldiers who died in this skirmish just outside of the house was brought into the Brown Room to keep comfortable before they died. All 19 of them were buried on this property. Some claim where the battle itself was, just outside of the house. The most repeated story was an experience Loretta Lynn's son, Jack Benny Lynn, had inside of the property in the Brown Room. Jack's experience happened when he was a child, and this is the room that he had to sleep in every night. He told his mom he woke up in the middle of the night feeling like somebody was trying to pull off the boots he had fallen asleep wearing. When he sat up and opened his eyes, there was a Confederate soldier at the foot of his bed, trying to remove the boy's boot. Going back in time a little bit, in the year 1895, J.T. Anderson would buy the property. He fathered 12 children, many of which are buried in the cemetery I will be investigating tonight, and the cemetery is the final resting place of 40 members of the Anderson family. But it was John's first wife, Beulah, who was possibly the most famous ghost here on the property. The woman in white. On December 8th, she gave birth to her son, John Wright Anderson Jr., but unfortunately, he was a stillborn. This devastated Beulah, who spent her remaining days crying over her lost child. She died only 12 days later, with the official cause on the death certificate stating she died from cerebral hemorrhaging from the strain of childbirth. But the family would claim it was actually from a broken heart. There are many stories of her being seen as a woman dressed in all white from guests on the property, Loretta Lynn herself and her daughter Peggy. Loretta was coming back from a particularly long tour. When she pulled up to the house, she saw a woman dressed in a long white dress, wringing her hands and crying on the balcony overlooking the front of the property. She went inside and asked one of the employees who had been standing on the balcony. That's when the employee told her that no one else was there but her. They went upstairs to check together, and of course, no one was on the balcony. She went downstairs and back outside to look up again at the balcony. Walking the grounds looking for this woman in white, she finally saw her again, standing in the Anderson cemetery by one of the tombstones. Loretta began to approach her when the woman vanished into thin air. Loretta was determined to find out who the woman was, so she herself dug into the history of the former tenants of the property. That's when she saw a picture of Beulah Anderson. She recognized her immediately as the woman in white. Beulah can be seen both inside the mansion as well as on the grounds. It is believed she won't leave until she finds her lost baby boy. Loretta Lynn would also experience a similar pain when her eldest son, Jack, lost his life here on the property. Before we dive into the investigation of Loretta Lynn's haunted plantation, I want to let you guys know that I officially have a Patreon where I will be posting exclusive content and investigations, behind the scenes stuff, and more. So if you're interested in joining, the link will be in the description. Now let's get into that first investigation. So right now I have a camera directly pointed at the stairs where I will be starting the first investigation. I have a voice recorder set up by the falls, and I have a camera pointed directly at the house where they see the woman in white. Now I already came over here and set up the equipment. We got the REM pod right here, the music box, and the EMF meter. If there is anybody here, and maybe you remember me, I was here before, do you think you could come up and talk to me right now? I'm on the stairs. I just want to have a conversation with you. Are there any members of the Anderson family here with me? So the Anderson family, they were the first ones that actually turned this house into the plantation. There were properties before, but they were the ones that had the plantation. Many of them died here, including a woman and a baby. I thought I'd just seen... Oh my God. I literally just said, I thought I seen the EMF flash, but the camera was facing the wrong way, and now the music box is going off. Could you step away, please? I don't know. That was probably nothing, but that was freaky because I thought I seen the EMF spike, like go up just a little, like it didn't go to red or anything. Like I thought maybe it went up to yellow or the other green, and then that started going off. So that was a little spooky. Is somebody here? Were you trying? That was probably just the dam, I don't know, but I thought I heard something. I do apologize if the audio is a bit off. There's obviously running water right behind me, which kind of creates a white noise. So I don't know, maybe if you guys hear any sort of like EVPs or something, let me know. If there's anybody here, do you think you could go up to this red light right here and give it a touch? Do you remember me? The music box again. There really should be no reason it's going on. If there's somebody standing in front of that, could you make it go off in 3, 2, 1? Again, I literally like felt something behind me. It's not, the music box going off like that more than likely isn't a ghost, but I felt something behind me. Like I had a feeling, and then that started going off. So it is weird coincidences right now. Maybe we'll set it here or something. Maybe that'll give it a better chance, because maybe right now, maybe it's like influenced by the wind a little bit, even though it's not supposed to be influenced by any sort of like shadows or wind or anything. But I don't know, maybe like a bug walked in front of it or something like that. So right now we have it closer to the ground. Are there any residents of this ranch out here with me right now? Please show me a sign by touching one of my devices, as it's pretty loud out here. So if you talk to me, it would have to be pretty loud so that I could understand you. That device up there, all you have to do is touch it, and it's supposed to spike up to other colors so that I can know that you're here. This right here, you just get near it and it'll go off. This right here, all you have to do is walk directly in front of it. So I do have a voice recorder over on the stairs. I swear to fucking God. I swear to God, I know you guys can't really see me right now. I turned my light off for a second. When I was saying stairs, I heard a man's voice. Like, hey, over on the stairs, over on the stairs, over on the stairs. That was super strange. I know you guys can't see me right now, but I'm just gonna play it cool real quick and just scope around and see if there's anybody. Let's walk out here in the road. I don't see anybody. Let's head up to the top of the stairs and look towards the house and just see if the music box is going off again. And it stopped. Is there somebody here with me? Did I hear your voice? Oh my God, it went off. Could you step away? Could you step away, please? Just towards me. That shouldn't be happening. I don't know why that's happening. The fact that it is going off like so consistently, it's not just like a little burst or something. I do think that it's something natural. I replaced all the batteries, so it shouldn't be the batteries, but it's probably something natural. Because typically whenever something happens with that device that I think could be something paranormal, it's usually like little burst. And you can like have a conversation with it. This time it kind of like, once it starts, it doesn't stop. My name is Dawson. I apologize that I haven't introduced myself yet. Is the woman in white here? Are you on the balcony? There are all sorts of stories. There used to be a bridge that ran right across here. It got taken away in the flood, unfortunately, but there was actual stories of people like often seeing Civil War soldiers crossing that bridge. And people would be like, oh, is there like a reenactment? And they're like, no, you're just seeing the ghost. Because Loretta Lynn knew her mother was a clairvoyant, which is a medium. So they're like, no, that's just the ghost. And they learned to live with them. Isn't that strange that the music box stopped though? Like, it kept doing that, and then when I was like, oh, it's probably something natural, like, if it's a ghost, it usually reacts like this, and it just stops completely for like 5 minutes now. Weird is all. Could you, if you were making that go off, do you think you could do it again? I think right now what I want to do is go over to the Anderson Cemetery, set up some stuff there, ask some questions, and see if anybody wants to talk over there. So I'll see you guys over in the Anderson Cemetery. When I first arrived at the Anderson plot, I immediately set up my equipment and positioned my static cameras to cover all angles of my investigation. What you're seeing here is me synchronizing my cameras with snapping of my fingers to make editing easier. Immediately after this, I turned towards the Anderson plot here at Loretta Lynn's ranch with the intention of filming B-roll of the gates when this happens. No way. No way. I just started recording. I was about to film B-roll. That camera would have got it perfect. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh my god. I didn't even get to do the intro over here. Now, I don't know if that's a ghost or not. You can see there's... I don't know why I held that up. I guess... You can see that there's... That's my hand. I don't really know how to show you guys, but there's minimal wind. Like, 0. Initially, I presumed a natural explanation for this, but upon review, I find myself with more questions than answers. If there was wind, that definitely would cause the device to fall. I'm not questioning that. I felt no wind, but as a legitimate investigator, I have to think of the natural causes first. It appears that directly before the EMF meter takes its tumble off the ledge, the device spikes up to max readings. The particular EMF meter I have in my ghost hunting kit does not vibrate or make sound when it's triggered. So we can rule out a spike of EMF energy causing the device to fall, but that still doesn't mean that it's a ghost. The wall directly behind the EMF meter would block all potential wind from affecting it, and wind doesn't cause my EMF meter to spike to full red. Was it a gust of wind that I didn't notice? Was it placed weirdly and fell naturally due to gravity, or was it a ghost? No way. As an investigator, I can't ignore the fact that I was outside, so I have to go with natural causes myself. But please comment down below your personal opinion of what might have caused the EMF meter to fall. No way. Right now we are at Anderson Cemetery on the other side of Loretta Lynn's ranch. When she bought the property, gotta be careful because of animals. Thought I heard something moving in the brush over there. Okay. Anyways, guys, that was crazy. Probably natural, but I'll have to review that footage because that was kind of crazy. Okay, so we got a music box there, REM pod there. What you call it? EMF meter there, voice recorder, and we're in. I am freaking myself out. I keep thinking I'm fucking hearing shit out here. And we're like literally in the middle of nowhere. This is where so many people are buried. There's like 50 bodies here. Most of them are from the same family. That's why it's called the Anderson Cemetery. Excuse me. If there's anybody here, my name is Dawson. I just want to have a conversation with you. I was just in front of the mansion. I was sitting on the steps over by the waterfall. If you want to have a conversation with me, feel free to come over. Knock that off again if you did, or just touch it and spike it up. Talk into that recorder. Touch this red light. Just like that. Whoa, what? Okay. I don't know, that just seemed less sensitive. Or walk in front of this music box. And guys, it's much quieter over here, as you can tell. So we'll be able to actually hear that, because I'm not sure if you guys were even able to hear that. The waterfall was loud. I didn't realize how loud it was until we got over here. So, is there anybody here? that wants to have a conversation with me. Again, I feel like I'm hearing shit. Mr. Anderson? I just heard those are fans from potentially grain bins. I don't know what they're for, but I don't even know if you guys can hear that because it's really far away, but if you can, those are fans from a grain bin really far away, potentially a grain bin. I used to work at a grain elevator, and that's what they sound like. They're really big fans either way. I kind of just realized that looks so bad. I was snapping my fingers to line the cameras up, and I turned around and I was getting ready to like zoom in and do like a cinematic shot of the cemetery for like B-roll, and that happened. I know as somebody who watches debunking videos and watches ghost hunting videos, in the attempt to kind of debunk it or figure out what's going on, that looks bad. I get it. You'll see that footage. I'm the only one here. It's probably nothing, but it was pretty spooky, I will say. Like, the hairs raised on the back of my neck. I will say I don't feel quite as strange over here. I wish I was able to go in, but I know that I'm not. So I don't want to disrespect them, because I do want the opportunity to go inside the house at some point and investigate in a future video. Once again, if you're seeing this, hit me up. Respond to my email. Yeah, is there anybody here? Are there any soldiers of the Civil War? Whoa, what was that? Did you guys hear that? It was like a scrape. Holy shit! No way. I literally heard a scrape. Could you step away? Okay, I don't know what's the deal with this, but holy shit, I thought I heard a scrape on the ground, and then that happens. Just like earlier, I thought I saw the EMF spike up, and then it went off. So like, there is natural explanations for some of these things, but the coincidences are just like uncanny. I don't think I've ever used that word before, but I'm serious. Could you maybe walk up to that red light and give it a touch? Pretty simple. You just walk up to it, touch it, and it'll spike up. It's not going to hurt you. None of these things will hurt you. Were you a soldier who maybe died in battle? Were you a servant, an indentured servant, potentially a slave? There's really weird history about that, guys. The plantation wasn't like built until like the 70s, I think, like early 70s, but they found slave quarters, like a dungeon underneath the front porch. That doesn't make any sense. The property has been here before that, but the plantation wasn't. It was just a regular house. So they know that there was stuff there, but there's like no documented claims of that, which to me is very strange, because more than likely they were keeping it off the books or something. Very weird. We know that a battle happened here, and they used one of the houses as a hospital
as they did in the Civil War. They just basically took over whoever's house that they wanted to. So like it's really hazy about the slave thing, but there is a dungeon with like chains and shackles and all of that. Hello? Let's set up the spirit box. Is there anybody that's here with me right now? It's very quiet for some reason. Okay, here we go. Okay. Is there anybody that's here with me right now that wants to have a conversation? Potentially a Confederate soldier who might have died on this land. How about any members of the Anderson family? Are there any people of color? Maybe that's what they called you back then? Slaves, indentured servants? That may be over here with me right now? Presumably they would be buried in a unmarked grave. I don't know where that would be. It'd be pretty cool if we were getting any hits on that. Maybe they could tell us or something. That might get us in the house if we were able to like come up with like a mystery solving thing, but right now nothing's coming through. You could use your voice and try to talk to us through that. I said us, it's just me and you guys. I do that a lot, by the way, guys. If you hear me say like we or us, it's always just me, and I consider myself to like actually be talking to you guys. It helps me feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm alone at some of these places, that like I'm not alone, I'm talking to you. So if you guys hear me say stuff like that, that's what I mean. Nothing. Presumably, it's supposed to just spit stuff out all the time and nothing. My name is Dawson. Do you think you could use that device right there and tell me yours? Kind of sounded like it was trying to say something for the first time. Could you repeat that, please? A little clearer if you could. Really try to enunciate. Are there any people here that lived here within the last 50 years? It's alright, I'm friendly, I just want to talk, that's it. I was up on front of the stairs. Have you guys ever been up to the actual house? Alright guys, well that was Loretta Lynn's Plantation. We should be coming back at some point, so please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, maybe what you want me to do next. That would be great. Also, I'm trying to collect some allegedly haunted objects, and if you have any, please reach out to me because I'm crazy. swear, I just fucking heard like grass ruffling. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Catch you on the next one.